Hello viewers, it's a warm welcome to the national news on Star Television on Channel 21. I am ESC Ernest Hallowell. First I'll bring you the headlines. The United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel on Tuesday organized a day dialogue capturing women and youth in peace and security in Sierra Leone.
The potential has always served the development of the families and communities, but also were all too often and tragically victims of
The National Publicity Secretary for the main opposition All People's Congress, Sidi Yaya Tunis, in an interview with Star Television has said that the International Guarantors meeting with the opposition members is to support efforts in the implementation of the tripartite recommendations.
So today, they have to see how far we don't go with the implementation of the 8 resolutions they are so, and how much so we don't also go for implement the recommendations from the tripartite committee, which is now one of the resolutions of the agreement for national unity.
And the mayor of the Freetown municipality, Yvonne Akisoya, has presented the highly anticipated Freetown cable car feasibility study to Sierra Leone's Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallow.
To be at a point where not only is it confirmed, has it been confirmed that this is viable, that we have partners, international organizations who are interested in being a part of it and prepared to fly to Freetown this week to have engagements with us on it.
Welcome back viewers, and now for the news in detail. The United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel on Tuesday, 15th October 2024, organized a day dialogue sharing knowledge on the implementation of women and youth and security in Sierra Leone. Janet Mubezaiza reports.
The regional open day captures women, youth, peace and security exchange and knowledge sharing on implementing the United Nations Security Council resolutions 1325, 2000 and subsequent on women, youth, peace and security views. The event brought together delegate representatives from 10 countries: Mali, Benin, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Niger, Liberia, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Chad and Togo. The landmark event hosted by Sierra Leone is to discuss key achievements and address challenges. In his statement, the representative of the Secretary General, United Nations for West Africa and the Sahel, His Excellency Mr. Leonard Santos Simayo, reaffirmed the United Nations' commitment to ensuring women's participation in building a peaceful and prosperous society. He thanked them for their role at the United Nations and their bravery in implementing Resolution 1325.
women whose potential has always served the development of their families and communities, but also were all too often and tragically victims of discrimination and violence of all kinds. Maintenant, je vais dire quelques mots en français. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, notre rencontre d'aujourd'hui est importante. Le monde traverse une période tourmentée et notre région n'est pas en reste. Elle continue de faire face à des défis sécuritaires, politiques et économiques, persistants et pernicieux.
Gambia's Vice President and Head of Delegation ECOWAS Facilitating Mission, Madam Fatmata Jallow Albajan, delivering her statement, emphasized feminist poverty, which plays a fundamental challenge in the underrepresentation of women in conflict resolution and peace-building security processes. She acknowledged that political and government officials should ensure gender-balanced structures at all levels. She applauded the President of Sierra Leone for his laudable role in the United Nations peacekeeping mission for many years, as with his strong voice in speaking for Africa to become a strong voice in the voices that oversees peace and prosperity.
Which today, in the next 4 days, is going to be 1 year since the government of Sierra Leone and the All People's Congress Party signed to ensure that there is peace, security, and prosperity in the country. I salute His Excellency President Madabio and his entire government. And also I salute the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, given the role they have played not only here in Sierra Leone in the sub-region, but at the UN Security Council, which we know for many, many years has been, in which Africa has been underrepresented. And now we have a voice, a strong and critical voice, to speak for Africa to become members of a body that is overseeing and safeguarding peace and prosperity in the country.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Timothy Musa Kaba stated that as a nation, Sierra Leone has endured 11 years of civil war characterized by violence against women and children. Sierra Leone has been unwavering in its commitment to preventing conflict of any kind, especially against women, and their meaningful participation in peace-building processes as reflected in the successful National Action Plan.
Nations Security Council Resolution 1325, as well as the annual meetings of the Working Group on Women, Youth, Peace and Security in West Africa and the Sahel. Sierra Leone's journey in promoting women's rights, youth empowerment, and peace is deeply intertwined with the transformative agenda of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 on Women, Peace and Security 2000 and Resolution 2250 on Youth, Peace and Security 2015. The United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 recognizes that women and girls are disproportionately impacted by armed conflict, and it highlights the need to protect them during and after conflict.
For Star TV News in Freetown, Janet Mubeza is reporting.
The National Publicity Secretary for the main opposition, All People's Congress Party, Sidi Yaya Tunis, in an interview with Star Television, has said that the International Guarantors meeting with opposition members is to support efforts in the implementation of the tripartite recommendations, noting that as a party they will communicate their concerns as well as strides made so far in the implementation process.
More or less an assessment of the implementation of the Agreement for National Unity. As we all know, in October 2023, this delegation here been come for mediate between the government of Sierra Leone and the All People's Congress. Way from that mediation day, the Agreement of National Unity bond, we've been getting 8 resolutions. So today, then they have to see how far we don't go with the implementation of them 8 resolutions they are so, and how much so we don't also go for implement the recommendations from the tripartite committee. We now one of the resolutions of the Agreement for National Unity. ECOWAS, African Union, Commonwealth, and UNOWAS, we are the UN mission for the Sahel and Africa. And the former Vice President of the Gambia, Haja Tambajan Jallo, I head this delegation. But of course, as we all know, I also been head the mediation team when they come for calm dialogue between the government and the APC.
For today, what will we discuss at the meeting?
We discuss specifically the Agreement for National Unity. We go resolution by resolution. Almost we don't implement 100%, which one then they in progress and which one they not started, and which what we think we feel say we need for the government and opposition for ensuring we implement them 100%. We also discuss the tripartite recommendations. Some of the committees that we don't hear say government don't begin for form. The roadmap we don't hear about, we discuss all of them things today, and we feel say there is need for us and government for sit down for first of all try for make sure say we want look at the roadmap and make sure say whatever committee that is formed, the committee for reflect the setup we will get when they set up the tripartite committee.
What's next?
Waiting next after the meeting, the mission there. Then they propose a joint meeting now between we and government for delve on the issues they also will discuss. And then of course, after that meeting day, we will come back to the public. But I want for assure when I say from time to time, we will put out excerpts of what happened at this meeting so that this time we're not going to allow any misinformation or disinformation. We record the entire meeting and as and when necessary, the publicity secretariat of the APC will put out the videos, and we will also continue to take interviews just as because we know if we don't see the roadmap it officially. And we feel say the manner in which they don't go about for do the roadmap itself is wrong. The proposal we will see as far as the steering committee concerned, we feel say it's wrong, and these are some of the discussions we will get today. And once we get the opportunity for sit with government as it is proposed by this mission, we will bring the issues then day to them.
What's in that?
First of all, I mean, you're not going to do a roadmap for implement, recommendations. We largely hinge on electoral reforms, institutional reforms for strengthening the election system. You don't expect the government on its own for reforming itself. You don't expect, for example, when they talk say we want for reform ECSL, and you give the responsibility for let ECSL reform to ECSL itself. How you expect say that reform process they get for happen? So those are some of the concerns they will raise. Those are some of the issues we will raise with them, and we feel say we need to address immediately. Like how we happen, we just call the police for ensure say we maintain law and order, for ensure say other than supposed for they are there. Because there are very important issues we come here for discuss. And will not be ones waiting they happen on social media for influence waiting they happen also today. Because we want to ensure say we achieve this for the people of this country, forget electoral reforms, then we go ensure say when we do elections in this country, everybody will get the confidence in whether they vote for and the result.
The mayor of the Freetown municipality, Mayor Yvonne Akisoya, has presented the highly anticipated Freetown Cable Car feasibility study to the Vice President of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Juldejalo. The comprehensive report, which took 2 years to complete, outlines plans for an innovative cable car mass transit network designed to elevate traffic congestion and to enhance mobility for underserved communities in the capital. Moses Oju Kamara tells us more.
Reducing transport emissions is critical to securing a low-carbon future. Uncontrolled migrations has ballooned the population of cities and have presented series of challenges that Freetown is not exempted from. The Freetown Cable Car project is geared towards reducing traffic congestion and air pollution, which are serious factors affecting the city.
It's really encouraging to find out, to be at a point where not only is it confirmed, has it been confirmed that this is viable, that we have partners, international organizations who are interested in being a part of it and prepared to fly to Freetown this week to have engagements with us on it. So we're really moving forward. I just had a conversation with another company just now in the audience. I didn't know they were here, and they've come forward and said, we're interested too. So it's exciting. I feel really gratified and hopeful.
Mayor Yvonne Akisoya said, the cable car project is a key component of our vision to transform Freetown. Essentially, this cable car project complements the Transform Freetown Transforming Lives agenda, which aims to create 120,000 jobs for Freetonians. $1 million United States was invested in the 2-year feasibility studies by C40 Cities through its implementing partner, GIZ. Even though the quest to securing an estimated $91 million United States for the tangible implementation of the project is just beginning, The Council is, however, tenacious to making this a reality. Moses Soju Kamara, Star TV News, Freetown.
Ambassador Ernest Mbemba Ndomaina, Commissioner of the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, is attending the ongoing Executive Committee of the High Commissioners, EXCOM 2024, at the Palais des Nations in Geneva. The forum aims to accelerate global commitment for refugees. Here's the story.
The objective include hearing from leaders in the private sector, governments and civil societies about their commitment to safeguarding the human rights of refugees and internally displaced persons, while ensuring their inclusion in national development programs. During the plenary session following the opening, Ambassador Ndomaina joined UN High Commissioner for Refugees, Mr. Filippo Grandi, alongside other intergovernmental and non-governmental representatives, including foreign ministers, the private sector, and civil society organizations to discuss multi-stakeholder commitment for global refugee protection. The government of Sierra Leone continues to demonstrate its commitment to refugee protection by welcoming asylum seekers and stateless persons and supporting long-term solutions under President Julius Maada Bio's comprehensive refugee response framework. This is in alignment with the Global Compact on Refugees and NACSA's National Strategic Development Plan. Under President Bio's 5 game changers, Sierra Leone has enacted several legislative and legal instruments to deliver essential services to displaced Sierra Leoneans, refugees, and stateless persons. Commissioner Ndomaina is expected to deliver a statement reaffirming the government's commitment to strengthening community development and supporting refugees in Sierra Leone. For Star TV News in Freetown, Chatu Janet Mubezaiza reporting.
President of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, Yui Apata, has expressed commitment to boost Sierra Leone's Frabe College cricket project by sponsoring an expert curator to construct 2 standard pitches. Let's have the story. The president of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, Yui Apata, has expressed commitment to boost Sierra Leone's FBC cricket project by sponsoring an expert curator to construct 2 standard pitches. President Apata will cover costs on air ticket, to and from Lagos, and salary for the curator, whilst Cricket Sierra Leone will take care of food and accommodation. The help has come through the tireless push of CSL board chairman Francis Trevor Samura, who is grim to deliver the FBC project. Chairman Samura has welcomed the brotherhood gesture and thanked President Apata for his vision to see cricket grow in West Africa. The expert, who is expected in Freetown later this year, when the second phase of the FBC project will have begun, will also be tasked to train local curators. This home-based team will look after the facility when it is completed.
That now one thing we make we appreciate President Bill. Even he has to come. A name go left na the history of Sierra Leone cricket. Say now one of the presidents that we don't help cricket so much. How would they say we don't help cricket so much? You look at the value of the land, and when we go down construct this land, the benefit will come to the people of Sierra Leone. Now millions and millions of dollars in equivalence. So we appreciate President Bill for that, and we look forward for make even government come inside for support cricket for make we able for deliver the Sussex and currently the Frabe College project where we undertake. Frabe College we get something like $7 million project where we embark on a Frabe College. When I get the opportunity for visit there, when I go see, we get 3 machines where they work. We get D9, we get excavators, we get those other dosers them where they work. They try for cut and level the ground for make we able for construct 2 state-of-the-art cricket playing stadiums and also an ultra-modern indoor cricket training facility and outdoor netting we go host something like 30 nets them.
The United Arab Emirates Cricket Federation has donated a world-class bowling machine for the cricket lab as playing kits and other forms of assistance are on the card. Uganda and other nations have expressed willingness to share their success stories with Sierra Leone on how they were able to reach the World Cup. The FBC project will mark the start of CSL's preparation to host the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup Africa Sub-Regional Qualifier 2026. It has been 19 years since Sierra Leone last hosted an international competition. When it is completed, the facility will be utilized to host domestic cricket competitions. Students at FBC will have the opportunity to be playing cricket at departmental and campus levels, and Sierra Leone will attract foreign tourists with cricket at the center of their varied interest.
This is a cricket bowling machine. This is like what they say 21st century bowling machine. We don't get bowling machine from Make It Happen, one British NGO headed by Michael Collins. Then they don't Hamburg because we don't get over 6 to 7 years ago. Now we don't get brand new bowling machine when are the latest. These are the ultra modern cricket bowling machine where we don't get from the Emirates Cricket Federation. As a result of the meeting where I attend now Kigali in July this year, I discussed with the Emirates Cricket Board for make them help you with bowling machine, let them help you with nets, let them help you with other assistance for the private college and Sussex. So this machine comes this 13th of September. This machine costs 150 million old news. Now that's the cost. And this association, the players, they're so happy that we don't get this bowling machine, and this will form part of preparation for the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup African Sub-Regional Qualifier now Abuja, which will take place from the 20th to 30th November, and also the West African trophy where they used for call quadrangular.
For Star News, I am Yesi Ernest Hallowell.
Well, viewers, if you've just joined us, this is the national news on Star Television on Channel 21. The government of Sierra Leone's Ministry of Health, Mental Health and Psychosocial Secretariat has held a World Mental Health Day workshop with the theme, The Hidden Crisis on Sexual Gender-Based Violence and Mental Health in the Workplace. The workshop was held at the Occasions Resort, Lakar in Freetown. Adma Samai reports.
The aim of the workshop is to raise awareness about the impact of sexual and gender-based violence on mental health within professional environment. Representative UNFPA Nadia Rassi highlighted three important aspects, of which is the link between gender-based violence, which is related to mental health impacts. Our workplace can be a important platform both for prevention and response, and priority edges for actions.
Invisible and not given much opportunity for public discourse. When we speak about sexual and gender-based violence, when we speak about mental health challenges, and when we speak about how these interact with the workplace, we see that there is a very complex set of interactions with a multitude of different dimensions. Since I'm speaking first, I'll try and cover maybe three aspects that I think are important to touch on. And as I do, I want to say there are so many experts in this room. So much of what I will speak about, I'm sure many of you could do more justice than I can. I want to really focus on three main aspects. Firstly, links between gender-based violence, its related mental health impacts.
The Presidential Advisor on Gender, Nasu Fofana, highlighted the psychological projection in the workplace.
That responsibility to say, yes, this is happening to me, it is happening to you, and let's take ownership to move the discussion and to find solutions. So I'm actually going to focus my talk on projection, psychological projection. Psychological projection is a defense mechanism where individuals, where we attribute our own unacceptable thoughts, feelings, or motives to another person. And this is very prevalent in the workplace, where victims or perpetrators who projects their unpleasant issues or thoughts or trauma onto someone else. And that space most times gets toxic. It doesn't matter where, from the very top to the very bottom or the community level, you will find this. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you will know that maybe something went on at home or in your childhood, which is mostly unresolved, but you are not capable of dealing with it.
Minister of State Manti Tarawale explained what the government is doing to address the issue on sexual gender-based violence and harassment in the workplace.
We all listen and we all take it seriously. Today is World Mental Health Day, and we're trying to link SGBV, mental health, workplace. I think speakers before me have highlighted the effects of SGBV in general, the impact that can have on a survivor or a victim. And I don't think I would continue on that point, because I think we all know that sexual and gender-based violence, the impact of that on a woman or a man is really severe. So what I really want to talk about, I want to talk about 3 points. And those 3 points are: what can the survivor or the victim do in a situation like that? If you're faced with that kind of problem, what can you do? Sexual harassment in the workplace or rape in the workplace, what can you do? As a Sierra Leonean woman in particular, what can you do? And another one is, what is government doing? What is government doing to address this issue of sexual and gender-based violence in the workplace, sexual harassment in the workplace? What are we doing? And the third, what can us as the sisterhood, together as a community of women?
Admire Samai reporting for Star TV News.
Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in today's edition of the National News on Star Television on Channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Hallowell. Thank you for watching.